Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929. TV and movie reviews. Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929.
Hey everyone, how are you today? This is Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929 TV and movie reviews. I want to go ahead and jump into some Greenleaf today. I want to know how everybody enjoyed the episode last night. I must say that me personally, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? I will say that, they're keeping us excited like they did in the last episode. The 2 episodes before then I did not enjoy. So the first and the second episode I did not enjoy. I did enjoy the 3rd episode and this episode. I think it was intense. You know what I'm saying? It had a little bit of intensity to it. It was spicing up, for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what everybody else out there actually thinks. Did you get the same feel for the show as I did? If so, you know what I'm saying, go to Facebook or one of my other pages and leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts was about the show. In this episode, we saw that May got a phone call. You know what I'm saying? She was in the office, she got a phone call, and she found out that her church friend, Miss Jackson, said that she wasn't going to go ahead and give the Greenleafs the money to save the church. So she went in to the office with the Pastor Greenleaf, and told him, like, look, we're not going to get the money. What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Save us, get us out of this situation. And he basically said, what am I supposed to do? Basically, he's trying to figure it out himself. May seems like she got upset at the situation, and she started arguing with him and putting the blame all on him. And he threw back to her like, yeah, it wasn't just me, it was your brother Max too. So we see as they're fussing that May tells Pastor Greenleaf that she wants him to step down and she wants to go ahead and take over the church. And he basically tells her that that's not going to happen over his dead body, and tells her if anybody's going to lead the church, you know what I'm saying, it'll be her. What did y'all think about that situation right there? Then we see May tells the pastor that that basically, you know what I'm saying, it was her calling. You know what I'm saying? It's her calling to go ahead and take over the church. You know what I'm saying? And she feels as if she's been deprived out of that whole situation right there. And she basically tells him that. But Pastor seems like, you know what I'm saying, he's like, this is my church and ain't nobody gonna touch it. And it is what it is. He ain't gonna go ahead and let nobody lead the church except him. We see that the church actually wants Grace to go ahead and take over and take lead of the church. And Grace, you know what I'm saying, she decides that's not what she wants to do. And she constantly is telling them that, you know what I'm saying, like, this is not, you know what I'm saying, my calling. This is not what I want to do. I've tried it before, you know what I'm saying. And the money, as far as during offering, you know what I'm saying, the money went down. So this is something that I'm not interested in. You know what I'm saying? Apparently the church isn't interested in me like you think they are. You know what I'm saying? So then we get Grace actually telling actually the lady, you know what I'm saying, one of the ladies in the church actually bumped into Grace's mother and telling Grace's mother that she wants to go ahead, or the church wants Grace to go ahead and fill, you know what I'm saying, the position as pastor at the church for you know what I'm saying, Grace and her mother to end up getting into it about the situation, and Grace has to defend herself again and tell her mother, I don't want this church, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be the leader of the church. And then we actually see that the May actually tells Grace, like, your father will be disappointed. I didn't like that. Like, your dad would be so mad at you if he finds out that you're going to go ahead and try to take lead of the church as pastor. That is like, that's fine. I think the dad would be upset, don't get it wrong, but, you know what I'm saying, at that moment, the anger was coming from her, so I don't know why she went ahead and tried to put it on Pastor Greenleaf, you know, instead of saying, I'm so mad at you right now, you know what I'm saying. I guess it would have sounded better, and she was hoping that it would have made Grace feel worse if she said Pastor Greenleaf would have been mad at her. Then we had seen that Pastor, you know what I'm saying, gets his friend Percy, you know what I'm saying, that come back. You know what I'm saying, that Percy comes to his office and they're talking, and Percy, after Pastor tells Percy, like, I can't get this money, I mean, could I get some advice? How did you get out of your IRS situation? And Percy tells him all the stuff that he had to do, but in the midst of that, he tells him, like, look, you know what I'm saying, that girl that was at your party, you know what I'm saying, baby, you should go ahead and talk to her about the situation and get the money from her. And Percy seems to be interested in Rochelle, you know what I'm saying, that's who he was talking about. And we see that Pastor actually does this, you know what I'm saying, Pastor goes over and tries to win Rochelle over, you know what I'm saying, and Rochelle simply tells him, like, you know, no, that's not going to happen. After you talked to me the way you did and treated me the way you did and pursued me the way you did and then turned me away and threw me away, basically, you know what I'm saying? You were going somewhere, you know what I'm saying? She threw him up out there so goddamn go quick and told the doorman, don't let him back in. While we're talking about Rochelle, we see in this episode that Rochelle is with Tasha, and she needs Tasha to go ahead and get Jacob to go ahead and sign these papers. Come to find out, these papers are for account for a church that doesn't exist, you know, so that's a way that they plan to get him caught up, you know what I'm saying, and a plot, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and tear the Greenleafs down. In the plot, tear the Greenleafs down. I like Tasha, you know what I'm saying? I can't see a point where I didn't like Tasha, you know, in the previous seasons or whatnot. I haven't seen a point where I didn't like Tasha. The thing about her is, I would say the first episode of this season, I've seen that she had a soft spot, you know what I'm saying? She had a soft spot for Jacob, you know what I'm saying? And when I see that first episode and she was in a bar with the first episode of the season, I see her in a bar with Rochelle and they was talking. I had noticed she was kind of trying to distance herself as far as the feeling that Rochelle had for these people. She was trying to question it, you know what I'm saying? Question Rochelle, like, Rochelle, why do you feel like this? These people can't be that bad. Why do you want to put so much punishment on these people? You know what I'm saying? And I thought right then, like, you know, later on in this season, we're going to actually see Tasha spill the beans. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking as I watched this episode, and we seen that Tasha had went into Jacob's office. First, you know what I'm saying, she was in the car with Rochelle, and Rochelle told her to do it. You know what I'm saying? And when she went into Jacob's office, and when she went in there, she hesitated. She saw him with his son, you know what I'm saying? And she seen, you know what I'm saying, how basically good of a man Jacob is, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, she's feeling remorse, you know what I'm saying? And if she does this, she's actually feeling bad. So she's pushing herself away from the whole situation. As we seen in this episode, at that time, she was like, no, she was hesitant with giving him the papers, and she didn't, and she walked out. She said she came up with the story about, I just came in here because my air conditioning's messed up and I need your guy to fix it or whatnot. And these papers you can handle later. So that's what we seen there. So I wonder later on in the season, is that going to be actually a fact where it's going to be Tasha that spills these beans? Like no, you know what I'm saying? She's going to tell the Greenleaf, you know what I'm saying, that Rochelle and her brother is up to something as far as Rochelle's brother. Um, and I seen that, you know what I'm saying, during that time Rochelle had threatened, sorry, Rochelle had threatened Tasha, you know what I'm saying, asked her if she wanted to go ahead and see her husband again. Oh, sorry, y'all. I thought that was something, though, you know what I'm saying. But I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, after this time that, you know what I'm saying, Tasha has been away from her husband, you know what I'm saying, maybe, you know what I'm saying, she could grow over him, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, and I'm wondering if the thing that Tasha has for Jacob isn't she's in love with him or anything. Maybe it's more that she feels as if he is family. Like we see, you know what I'm saying, later on after the first attempt, she goes back into his office and actually gets the paper signed. But when this actually happens, you know what I'm saying, he touches her, you know what I'm saying, her shoulder and tells her how, you know what I'm saying, how much he appreciates her, and also, you know what I'm saying, how he looks at her as if she's family. And if that's the case, maybe that's all she wants. She wants to feel embraced, you know what I'm saying? She wants to feel like she has family somewhere. She wants to feel as if she has someone that accepts her. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it, you know what I'm saying? I want to know what y'all think out there about the whole Tasha thing. Do you think she's going to spill the beans? Do you think that, you know what I'm saying, it's a love thing she has for Jacob, or is it just she feels as if, you know what I'm saying, she's family to him and she feels guilty because of that? But, you know what I'm saying, we saw that, you know what I'm saying, like I said, the pastor went over and tried to get the money from Rochelle, and Rochelle is playing this game with the pastor, you know what I'm saying, that she basically tells the pastor, nah, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to get this money. And that was, you know what I'm saying, a part of her plan to reject him, basically to bring him back in later and make him feel guilty or whatnot, so it'll be more easier for her to seduce him or whatever it is she has planned for her later on, or him later on, I'm sorry about that. We get into... In this episode, we had seen Zora. Let's go into Zora the Explorer. You know, Zora, as we see, she's staying with May. You know what I'm saying? She's in a Greenleaf house. And she's getting up early in the morning doing Bible study or whatnot. Something I will say, I wonder if anybody else noticed, when she was downstairs with May and they was doing Bible study, I think that as they was doing Bible study, a part of that Bible study touched Zora. You know what I'm saying? The way she looked at her grandmother in a way that, you know, they actually looked at each other and intertwined. I felt, you know what I'm saying, maybe they had an understanding, basically. You know what I'm saying? They was actually enjoying each other's company and had an understanding. You know, so I think that May was actually getting through to her. And if that's the case, that's good. I think a lot of people think that, you know, so that wasn't the case, but I mean, no, that's what I saw. Then we had actually seen Zora with Sophia. I want everyone to know that in the last show that I did on Greeleaf, I did mess up Sophia's name. I was calling her Simone. She looks like a Simone to me. I'm sorry, y'all. But I got it right, you know what I'm saying, this time. Well, we see that Sophia and Zora is still going through it, you know what I'm saying. Basically, Zora is trying to go ahead and ignore Sophia, and Sophia's trying to be kind to her. You know, she asked her if she wants to go